All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been giving an introduction to Git, which is a versioning software system. In the last tape, which was the first one, I went over beginning Git or Git 101 from the SlideShare, which were 37 PowerPoint slides. So I went over those. Now, the next thing that's here, and I'm not going to spend really any time on it, but I want to be able to show you Git, and I want to be able to show you Git from first what's called Git bash, which means I want to show it to you from the command line. Now, some people may or may not be familiar with the command line. So just in case you've never done anything from a command line before, there's this little how to use the terminal, the basics. So I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to literally in this lecture bring up virtually all of these so you can see what's going on. This is just an article, how to use the terminal, the basics. All right, I'm not going to go through a bit of it, but it's there. It shows you how to use what are typically Linux commands to iterate your way around this. All right. What I am going to do is basically, and I'm not going to go over a bit of this, all right, in that what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bring this particular thing by Brad Traversy up and go over it with you, okay? I'm not going to do that. That said, all right, this is about a 32 minute, 41 second presentation. It's a crash course on Git by a gentleman named Brad Traversy, all right? He's got his own consulting firm, traversymedia.com. He also does a lot of classes for Udemy, udemy.com, which I've taken. All right, I subscribe to him. It doesn't look like it here, but I do subscribe to him. All right, and he's got a lot of really good stuff. All right, this particular thing, maybe I'm not subscribed on this. Yeah, I'm not on this particular email. All right, but this is a very good presentation. I'm going to mimic a lot of what he says in here. All right, I'm going to go through a lot of what he did. All right, you'll see me doing it, but it'll basically me be doing a lot of what he did. There's also a gentleman, and I've watched a lot of his tutorials. His name is Derek Banis, and he does a lot of really good work as well. And he's got about a 25-minute presentation on Git. All right, and he always starts, if you listen, he's very high energy. And I watched most of the first one. It doesn't look like it, but I did. And notice he's got Git video tutorial 2, 3, and 4. I have not gone over those. I'd like to do that when I get some time. I always like to be able to pick up extra information that I don't know. This right here, I'm not even going to bring it up. This is a presentation at an O'Reilly conference from a gentleman, and it's called Everything I Wish I Knew When I Started GitHub. I just started watching it. I don't know anything about it. This is the official site for Git. I already showed you that. Now you'll notice that if you do go out here, let me close a few of these down here. All right, if you do go out here, that somewhere out here is a tutorial. All right, so let's search this site. Let's try typing tutorial in here. Git core tutorial. All right, and I know nothing about the tutorial. I didn't even know this was in here. All right, I probably should put that down in my list of URLs as well. So I'll just put it underneath the other one. Okay. All right. If you want information, this is Git GUI and Git bash. What I want to show you is if you decide this is another way that you can download this, and I don't know if it's going to tell me I already have it or not. It says the site cannot be reached. Well, that isn't good. I have to look at that one later then. If for some reason it looks like it's down. Later, we're going to look at another thing you can use as opposed to using GitHub, and that is Bitbucket. All right, I'm going to go out there and sign up for an account for Bitbucket. The reason that you might want to use Bitbucket as opposed to Git is with Bitbucket, you can have private code repositories and you don't have to pay for them. All right, Some guides on being able to use GitHub are shown here. All right, these are presentations. The only one that I've looked at in here, to be honest with you, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, has been the Hello World. Okay, and it looked pretty good. Not really long. You print out maybe 5, 6 pages, but it goes through different aspects of using it. All right. Cheat sheet. There are a boatload of cheat sheets out there. All right. I like to kind of go out to cheatsheets.org, to be honest with you. I find there's a lot of really good cheat sheets out there. So that's the cheatsheets.org GitHub cheat sheet. Notice you can print it out. It's only a page. It's got the major commands in here too. All right. But again, there are plenty of places that you can go for this. These last 3 that are in here, these are all things that were mentioned in that PowerPoint presentation that I just showed you. Here's an interactive GitHub tutorial. I kind of like this. It runs you through. It's a thing, notice it tells you what to type in. But don't just sit and type it in. Read everything about it. In fact, what I might do next is literally, I don't want to waste your time, but take 15 minutes and go over each step of this with you. I'm thinking that might be a good start. Here's another visual interactive cheat sheet. And what it does is if I go and I say, okay, what's in the workspace? Notice what it does. It shows me all the things that I can do from here. A little hard to read, but I looked through it. It looked kind of neat, to be honest with you. And this last one is that tutorial that the author mentioned in the PowerPoint or SlideShare presentation. And the author said, oh, that's a really good tutorial. Again, I went through it. It wasn't bad. I don't know if it was as good as the author said it was, and it looks like the author took some of the pictures from there, which is maybe why he said it's a good tutorial. But I'm going to come back. I have not been going long, and I understand that, just 7 minutes. But I'm going to go through this 15-minute trygithub.io, and we're going to take a look at everything that's in there. All right, hopefully, doing that, you won't consider that to be a waste of your time. All right? Hopefully you'll be watching this entire set of presentations and you'll be able to get something out of it. So I'll be back to go over this in just a couple minutes.